Hi, welcome back to Not So Obvious Watches. I'm Pete McConville. Quick video today, quick channel update. The first thing is I've punched through 2,000 subscribers. Thank you to everyone who has watched any of my videos. Thank you to everyone, obviously, who has subscribed. I wouldn't be here clearly without you, and I mean that quite literally. If I hadn't been getting feedback and support and just people watching my videos, I probably wouldn't still be here. Look, there are far too many people to thank. I'd like to thank, please, if I could just put this into three broad categories of people that I'd like to thank. The first would be those of you who came on in the very beginning, guys like Tennessee Mike. Thank you so much. When I did those first videos, if I hadn't have got some kind of people, some sort of person watching, there's every possibility I would have been 2 or 3 videos in, chucked it and walked away. That some of you have been with me really from the end, really from the beginning, those first ropey videos, and encouraging me and giving me ideas of what to do. That got me going. The second group of people I'd like to thank would be those other creators that have helped me along the way. So guys like Adrian at Bark and Jack and Rick and Ricky at Scottish Watches. They, if I look at my viewer numbers and I look at my sub numbers, they've clearly helped me and punched me through a couple of those little milestones. Finally, I'd like to thank one or two very specific ones of my supporters, guys like James, that have really helped put me in front of people that wouldn't otherwise have seen my videos, have helped me get in contact with some people within the industry, and have really given me some very real and practical support and some very practical ideas about how to move my channel forward. So again, I can't list everyone, but thank you so much to everyone who's helped me in moving forward. Next up, something which wasn't strictly speaking a channel milestone, but I'll take it for the channel anyway. I've been to my first watch related event. I got an invite into the Time and Tide Doxa launch here in Melbourne. I think I was invited solely because I subscribed to their newsletter, not because of anything to do with this. But I had an absolute ball. It was probably the first time I've been, well, no, it was the first real watch event I've been to. We're surrounded by people talking about nothing but watches. I had an absolute blast of a time. It was wonderful meeting and chatting with all of these other people about, you know, this hobby where normally it's just me and my camera lens. So that was fantastic. Hugely thrilling and frightening and humbling to have some of you come up and say, I recognize that voice, or I've seen your channel, and to a man say nice things about me. Obviously you're all much more polite, but no, that was really good. It was kind of, I've been wondering when I'm gonna bump into someone who's actually seen one of these videos and how that's going to go. That it went really well is, again, great, and it's fantastic, and it's one of those little things that makes you want to just keep doing this. So thank you very much to everyone I bumped into there, and yeah, hopefully there'll be some more events. I haven't done any kind of coverage of that event. I was there as a private citizen, and I didn't have quite the, I suppose I just don't have the confidence at the moment to try and cover an event. I will get there though. Next milestone, it's a moment for milestones. I'm in contact with my first brands, exchanging emails backwards and forwards, trying to organize review pieces and so forth. A very exciting time for me. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what the rules of the game are here. So that I'm not going to announce who they are or what they are. There's no big brands. But it's a start, and we've all got to start somewhere. So that's been exciting for me as I find my way through that. I'd always kind of known that this part of the process was going to present challenges. Not challenges in terms of how to present, but more challenges to myself. It's really important that I get this right because of 3 things. One, I want to get it right for me so that I maintain, not so much maintain my integrity, that's an interior thing, I'm comfortable with that, but that I maintain it with my credibility with you, that you continue to see. Many of you respond by the fact that you kind of like my authenticity, that you like the fact I can kind of separate myself a little bit from what I'm talking about. And I intend to try and keep doing that. That's going to get harder when people start, when you're dealing with other people, even if they're not giving you anything. You know, you don't want to be a dick. You don't want to be an ass to them. So that's going to be a challenge for me moving forward. I've got challenges for you. I've done a few reviews and had people say that was fantastic, and as a result I've bought this. And I must admit, I feel a real sense of responsibility about that. The idea that as on the result of what I said, someone's going to spend a couple of $100 or a couple of $1,000, frankly, that kind of weighs heavily on me. And so I want to make sure I get that right. And finally, you know, I don't want to misrepresent the brands when I do start dealing with them. If I do present someone's watch and then I talk crap about it and it was my mistake, I wouldn't be proud of that. So just, I suppose, trust me, I'm going into this very carefully. I'm not going to be blasé in how I deal with it, how I think about you, or how I think about the brand. So it might take me a little while to get this one right, but I am going to think about it pretty hard. One interesting thing that's come out of this contact with a couple of Australian micro brands, and yeah, they're all Australian, was they've said that I was the first Australian-based YouTuber to reach out to them, which caught me kind of by surprise, and made me wonder, is this common? There's quite a few of us here in Australia doing YouTube stuff on watches. Is it possible that I'm the first person to reach out to Australian micro brands? I don't know. It is probably something I might pursue. I think that being down here in Australia, we can kind of get a little bit forgotten by the rest of the world, and if we don't look after ourselves, who else will? So I won't. Calling it a mission is probably a bit too much, but I will probably try and pay some specific attention to Australian-based micro brands that don't seem to be getting a lot of love anywhere, even here in their home country. Finally, and this is not a milestone, but just something I'm going to put out there and let you guys know about, is I'm going back and having a look at my reviews, and I'm going to be trying to clean them up in the future. I want to keep broadly the things I'm talking about going, but I look back and I do waffle a lot, so I'm going to try and cut that down and sort of distill the key messages a bit. Also, it's been interesting. I went through this experience last week. I put a video out about the things I don't really care about, and that wasn't to try and convince anyone that, you know, the things you care about are wrong. It was more about saying, just in case you're looking for something about these topics, be aware I probably won't talk about them much. A lot of feedback came back about two things. One was packaging, and the other was bracelets and bands, neither of which I cared much about. And you might notice the kind of past tense on that. Since getting that and having a dialogue with a few of you, I have, and also by the way, buying a watch which has an integrated bracelet, therefore it's quite difficult to, I think I could probably transfer it to something else, but I won't be bothered. And so I've been wearing a bracelet a lot more. I'm finding I'm caring about it a little bit more. So I don't know. I think I am going to start looking a little bit more. You aren't about to see unboxings or anything like that. I can't be asked doing that. But I probably will pay a little bit more attention future to maybe the packaging. More importantly, not so much. I'm still going to stick by my idea of over packaging. Too much waste is a bad thing, but the idea that the packaging be good, be well presented, and ideally be reusable in some way, shape or form is a really good idea, and something which in retrospect I have enjoyed. So I will probably talk about things like that in my reviews in future. Anyway, so that's it. I thought a very quick video, just sort of where I'm at and what I've been up to. I've been Pete McConville. This has been Not So Obvious Watches. I cannot thank everyone enough for the support you've given me, and it makes me feel bad to kind of ask for, if you haven't subscribed, can you please subscribe to the channel? I want to keep growing. I'm really enjoying this, and I really enjoy the feedback. If you wait a little while, a card's going to come up. It's going to have my Instagram handle, so go follow me over there. I've been told I really should be punching my Instagram up more. over there you'll see more about my watches and what I wear every day. I always forget to do wrist checks. Since I said that, I should say today I'm wearing one of my vintage Alpinas, one of my 1950s vintage Alpina 4s. If you want to see what I wear more often and see some other parts of my life, go check me out on Instagram. There'll also be my email address. You can get in contact with me that way. Thanks very much. Bye.